really mind me forgetting about one ad like that. They don't complain, instead they say, okay, it's fine, just make sure we don't miss any of the action from the game. And you know, that's the mentality that more sponsors for Dota should have. And I really do appreciate it. Okay guys, we gotta pause. Technical pause, okay. We gotta get to Zeus ult now. We don't even have Zeus, but we need to Zeus ult now. I don't know, I find it so weird that you can even put that. Badass snowball on the IO there, by the way. And here's the Hadouken, which looks so much more like Kamehameha. I can't, like... Wait. Okay, let me just... There we are. I can't be the only one who thinks that, right? Because Hadouken is more at your hip, so it would be at this side. And it's not so much turned through your upper body. And Yato, he looks like he could potentially be in a bit of trouble, as there's a 4-man squad roaming out all together. Young Minds not even going for any significant early game pressure. Instead, they want to smoke for a kill here and a rune steal. And Slarda reveals the smoke! And might actually live to tell the tale. Or not, okay. I don't think he expected 4 people there, so that's gonna be a first. That 4 young minds already happening. Like, if you would have expected 4 people, I believe, the right play would have been a different one. You wouldn't have walked all the way up here to give your opponent the chance to go around like this. You would have gone more like this. Just try to beeline in this general direction, since it's your best way of escape if you know that there's 4 people there and only 1 here. But of course he didn't know that, so I can't blame him for going down. Still, it is kind of sad that we didn't, you know, actually see some exciting jukes. Relax, you're doing fine. I immediately regret my decision. Meanwhile, EA off to a decent start here with an entire creep wave pulled. Went for the overwhelming odds as a first skill. Often when doing this creep wave thingy, you can also take the moment of courage. Just inset the creep wave and farm it off here, without having to expend any mana, which will lead to your creep wave pushing through, yes, but you get a guaranteed 100% last from your lane. Automatically turn into a bit of a core that way, instead of just a typical offlaner. Neeks, meanwhile, could be going down here. He's trying to TP out, and unless there's a stun, there is none. He's gonna get out. So, in terms of last hits, after the first 2 creep waves, Sven is doing quite poorly. Meanwhile, Logan is doing really well. And that's the start of Slark wants. Like I always say, you have to be the hero with the best, either early game or mid game, if you want to win on this hero. And if you do, he feels really overpowered and broken. Meanwhile, Yato just suicides himself there. I know that's not correct English before anyone is gonna point it out and act like, you know, it's a meme, guys. But yeah, he suicided himself for the curry. Meanwhile, Legion Commander. Man fighting those 2. Cannot quite take it even with the moment of courage. However, both Legion and Slark solving up, which means still kinda good, considering that you're up against, you know, Slark and his babysitter. And that was... Oh, wait. I know this player. Okay, I gotta keep a good eye on 416 here. We saw him play Puck, which almost won, in the end lost, but it was super unexpected. You know, all the Puck plays, an example, you walk one way, fire the orb another, and then blink the third way so nobody saw it coming. Those kind of plays. An example right here. If this were a Puck with Blink Dagger, You fire the orb at the Invoker. Invoker runs like this. You walk this way. Meanwhile, this time around it looks like this Quap is not gonna have that good of a game compared to the puck game. However, guess who is? Keys comes on in. Perfect remnant shot there onto 2 people. Securing an easy kill on Yato. Making sure his team still gets to uphold the kill advantage here and still gets to continue their momentum swinging around. As for the bottom lane, Sven might manage to catch up to the Slark in terms of farm. That's of course one of the advantages of having a ton of damage, that it's really hard to disrupt your last hits. That's why damage output is so important compared to attack speed. Often the heroes best for last hitting are those with the relatively low, or at least some of the lowest DPS at level 1. Meanwhile, Neeks could potentially just be dropping here. Do they have the damage to finish the deal? They might with the cold feet. 2 more hits required. Now again, 2 more hits required. And Goatee just gonna give up hope there, and that's 2 kills. Both Sven and Ancient Apparition going down in favor of ultimate here. That is something they desperately needed, and just punishing their opponent's arrogance there. Meanwhile, Legion killed off a Slark. Can they now run at Loki here on the Crystal Maiden? They cannot. No moment of courage, and now it procs, of course. I mean, as a Legion spammer, I can relate. I think anyone who plays heroes who rely on RNG can relate a bit too well in those situations. I mean, on PA and Chaos Knight, it's kind of reasonable because it's a super small crit chance. Same for Wraith King, but on Juggernaut, an example, if you get 2 hits on a target and you hit both of those, neither of them procs a crit, it is kind of annoying. Especially if a crit would have secured you the kill, so...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, once again, Key's gonna come on in and gonna enable free kill here. It was close, but it was a free kill. You didn't lose anyone or anything. Queen of Pain had to regen up anyways, so that's not a big surprise. And just gonna Shrine on up and we'll be fine. Slark, meanwhile, still going really well in last hits. So is the Sven, so these 2 are gonna fight a bit of a battle of the titans here. At least that's what I hope. That's what seems to be happening currently. And yeah, I should really not lock my camera on anyone else, even if they roam in for a gank, because apparently I'm gonna be proven wrong with my camera work, no matter what.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Slark went on down, and oh, that's double kill for Keys, and Keys MVP here on his freaking roaming Earth Spirit. On a dominating spree with a double kill there. I mean, he's been securing godlike skill shots, enabling a ton of kills. And every time I think, okay, Slaughter is gonna set up a gank. Okay, Invoker could set up a Sunstrike there. Nope. It's Keys who comes on in. It's Keys who takes the initiative. It's Keys who has generated a 2k net worth lead for his team right now. And it's Keys who is gonna accompany Legion during that important first duel of the gameplay. There we go. And there goes Keys. They know they cannot kill Slark with the duel. They don't want to. They just want him dead in general. Slark juking it out. Meanwhile, 416 died once again to the Invoker, but I'm gonna keep looking at this kill. Keys gives him my bad, but can still just snipe him off here. He could have almost sniped him off with his buddy the Slardar, and Legion will instead get it with the overwhelming odds. He's gonna go down, losing his dominating spree. Gives him my bad, but this is a play which most supports. You know, usually most Earth Spirit players, they do this every other kill. Every other kill, they're like, okay, I'll just go ahead. I'll just tower dive. I might die, I might not. And a lot of them die early on. This, however, was 6 kills enabled, and then he finally died. now he's gonna be back to enable more kills. As Queen of Pain is not having a great lane against the Invoker. This Invoker seems to be having a really stable and well-controlled lane, making the most out of it. And of course he can really easily set up kills on the Co-op, because Co-op kind of relies on Blink, and that's hard to get off against Quaswex or against yeah, 2 points in Quas is what I'm trying to say. Not sure if it's Quaswex or Quas Exhort build yet. I know he took 2 points in Quas, and that's all that matters, because that's how you bully Queen of Pain into submission, especially with the Crystal Mana or Crystal Maiden additional mana regen.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So everything is quiet. There is a giant stack waiting for the Sven. There are 2 stacks waiting for the Sven. And Sven is sitting at top CS with now 2 stacks waiting for him. Meanwhile, if we look at the Slark, remember what I keep saying about Slark and dying early on. Yeah, this is kind of bad for Logan here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
On the mid lane, we got the Neeks coming in with the ultimate, getting... Oh, that Spite Carpus was nasty. That was just freaking nasty. Reflecting Co-op's own damage back at her, getting the momentum, getting the Vendetta damage, picking up a huge deal of momentum once again for the Invoker, who's already significantly ahead. Meanwhile, perfect duel there being enabled by Keys, Legion Commander. 43 duels? Dude, that's just sad. Honestly, EA. I mean, this guy's even playing well. I'm a low skill, you know, humble pup tier Legion spammer. And this guy is playing ticketed games and all that. And, you know, you can get 43 freaking duels in one game. I'm not even joking. That's really well possible if you play Octarine Core Refresher or... Okay, I'm not gonna say that because people will legitimately think that it's a good build to play. Just because it can work once in a blue moon, you know. But okay, let's look at the game here. Let's actually take a look at what items everybody got. And, well, guess what? Sven got super great Mask of Madness timing. Slark glad to get his power threats by the time Sven has power threats and Mask of Madness. So that kind of sums up the dynamic between those two heroes. Nice 2-man stun there for Payson, who is just holding his lane pretty much perfectly at this point. I wonder for how long he can keep doing that. Slardar is gonna go down here to 416.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ancient Apparition going down as well to a Sunstrike there, getting sniped by HTZ. And I mean, HTZ, he's a pretty talented player. He likes heroes like the Invoker, he's good with them, and it's always quite fun to see him play him. This time around he's getting a lot of global snipes.
What have we here?
Looks like someone in chat's glad to see me. I'm always glad to have people in chat. So hey man, how you doing?
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Why are you so glad to hear me though? It's not like we don't have other casters as well who should know what they're doing. And honestly, I'm just losing literally all the little faith I've left in the Slark here. I get why so many people kind of feel like picking him, because once he works, if he has a good game, you just need to, you know, secure 12 minutes of actually 12 minutes of Slark actually leading in terms of CS, gold net worth. Get a well-timed Shadow Blade, go for ganks, and you won the game. It seems really overpowered, because it is. If you get that done. And heroes like Sven, heroes like Neek's Assassin, heroes like, I mean, a ton of heroes in the current meta. I know the Neeks is on ultimate, by the way, you don't have to point that out. I just took those two as example because pretty much every hero in the current meta is great against Slark. And another duel victory there for the Legion Commander. Now sitting at 44 victories, guys. EA definitely getting there. Maybe he kept it on 42 victories intentionally. 42 being a meme number and all. Keys once again goes on somebody, enabling a kill. This guy is really making a lot of miracles happen for his team here. He's like a freaking mage who just snaps his fingers and enables a kill. Perfect positioning, perfect ability usage. And the Queen of Pain now went for a Veil of Discord to push the tempo a little bit more. I mean, Veil of Discord is a great item, especially against heroes like Slark, because this is gonna allow the Queen of Pain to one combo kill the Slark for a way longer time, and to just nuke him down in general when he's just a tiny bit low health. It's a really nice and effective punishment, is what I'm trying to say, for arrogant Queen of Pain players. Meanwhile, we got a Crystal Maiden here, getting silenced up, getting stunned up, getting dueled up, and an Edge Apparition ultimate. Bit of an overkill for poor little Disney princess there. By the way, I wonder if Crystal Maiden is actually legitimately based off of the Winter Queen, Ice Queen, or whatever it's called in different stories where the fairy tale of, you know, Frozen was popular, because her story is pretty much literally the same. Queen with ice magic, who's supposed to cause winter and shit, gets sent away to a cold land because she can't control her cold powers, grows corrupted by cold land, etc, etc. Except that Crystal Maiden isn't really that corrupt, she just hates her sister. Which I guess is the better alternative, but still, I guess you kinda get where I'm coming from.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tier 1 tower is now gonna get besieged, and that's gonna put Team Young Minds even further ahead of net worth. But we did see a pretty significant turnaround being made when a team was just leading off tower gold, not of kills or momentum or anything. So there is still the potential for this Slark to turn out to be relevant. Meanwhile, duel up on the Slardar here. Legion, 44 duel damage. That's not bad at all. Okay. Why are people still out there? I mean, they got 2 kills, but Payson now angry. Payson smash. So yeah, defending this tower against a team who is initially trying to force Team Ultimate to fight here, turns out to have been a mistake. I mean, it's really hard to see when you can take a fight or not. Sometimes the enemy trying to push a tower can just be a bluff, where they're like, okay, you think we are super far ahead, we know your Slark's going bad, we can just grab a tower for free here because you're too afraid to rotate in your Slark. But this was not the case. This was just a really angry Payson going ahead and punching people in the face with a giant ass blade. I still want to build a Sven style blade, not necessarily a Dota replica, just a blade of that size in real life. I know somebody large enough to wield one, and I want him to wield one just for the sake of it. Meanwhile, Invoker going down here. Every time I go off topic, a kill happens. And chat, don't laugh at me calling Crystal Maiden a Disney princess. I'm dead serious about that. Because look at Dota. Look at Puck. Take Puck as an example. Dota heroes are either based of two things. World of Warcraft, or generally the Warcraft universe, and common knowledge. Puck, it's a thing from Romeo and Juliet. It's a thing from A Midsummer Dream. It's a really famous Shakespeare stock character. Meanwhile, Yato went down. Payson angry again, it seems. Payson smash.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now going 4-2-2 and putting a ton of damage. I mean, this Sven had just a perfect early game, which I paid a lot of attention to. Two really big stacks going his way, while Slark was just being bullied. And no wonder he's currently able to cleave people apart like this. Neek Sesson is going to try to defend against him. He's not going to be able to do it on his own, but Slark comes in just in time. However, now the Legion Commander trying to go for a save there. Will get it onto Payson. Warcry committed. Meanwhile, the Invoker went down as well across the map. But this fight does seem more interesting as people are actually committing to it, despite no kills happening. And so let's get back to going off topic here. After one tiny thing, I gotta check on items. I mean, I'm a solo caster. I don't have a co-caster to debate, you know, Dota strats and Dota picks with. So I kind of make up for that by going off topic of Dota, which I know a lot of people criticize. Another bunch of people like it, so I'm doing this because it's the easiest way to solve it. And yeah, what I want to look at is the items here in general. So HTZ is gonna have great Aghanims timing, but Slark is really insignificant compared to the Sven, who is now gonna go for his BKB, and he's gonna have that at a really good time as well. The towers are looking bad for Team Ultimate, so they need to snowball off of Invoker's Aghanim Scepter, which he is about to complete. And once they got that, then Ultimate could potentially go for a really big team fight to initiate their comeback. So back to why. Oh, come on, guys! Every time I actually have something to say. Okay, so Roche is gonna be done, and it turns out it's not gonna be contested. Okay, so back to why I was calling. Like, I live in Germany, and you know, I've been to Denmark a couple of times, and also to Sweden and shit. I've been up north. And over there, the tale of the Snow Princess Ice Queen is really popular. It's told in varying versions, but all of them roughly include a Crystal Maiden-like character who hates her sister. And I mean, there's a Shakespearean character in Dota. There are folklore-based characters in Dota. So why the hell shouldn't Crystal Maiden potentially be based, like her lore, potentially be based off of, you know, a fairy tale? Like, I'm 100% legit. Do we have any proof, any arguments for why Crystal Maiden is not a freaking Disney princess? Because I have some good arguments why she is. Best one being Puck. Okay, so not a lot happening there. Meanwhile, a Legion Commander jumping onto Slardar, and Slardar just getting destroyed. Even more dual damage here for EA, and I mean that dual damage is really gonna matter, especially in the scenario that I talked about a bit earlier, that Invoker is able to get a good team fight for Ultimate going. That Invoker is able to put his team in a position where they actually win a team fight, where they actually turn around off the back of that, and buy a ton of space and time for Slark to maybe come back online, because he can do that. It's not his specialty, it's not what he does best, but it doesn't mean he can't do that. So that team fight is a possibility, and then if it happens for Team Young Minds, having something to fall back on, like the dual victory damage and a reliant damage output like the Sven, it's a really good combination. Because it scales late, it gives you the option to, even after a lost fight, still take control of the game back. If they even need to. Because right now they got an Aghanim, or they got an Aegis up against an Aghanim's Invoker. And Invoker is the hero which usually only got one big barrage of spells. And yeah, he's gonna throw that on Sven right now, who's just gonna get healed up, and there is a Heaven's Halberd, so
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's
Wait, is
middle
there Heaven's
tower
Halberd?
is
No,
under
never mind.
attack.
That was deafening blast's arm.
Dire's
My mistake.
structures are fortified.
Invoke's just at the same level where, just at the level where it's the Okay, no time to talk about my justification. Oh, okay, that's dual victory for the Legion Commander and the Dead Crystal Maiden. Payson still smash.
Is under attack.
Payson continued to smash. Payson still got Aegis. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain is gonna go down here, but Queen of Pain had a really hard early lane. This is to be expected. The Magnetize, meanwhile, gonna last for quite a while here. Slark, however, did stalk the Ancient Apparition, and Ancient Apparition is gonna go down. And yeah, Invoker, he's just at a pretty high level with that Aghanims already and has quite a lot of points and wax for the disarm, so that's why I'm still good for a Halberd, but this is just a Halberd you didn't even have to buy. Just imagine how good that can be. So yeah, I'm out of stuff to talk about once more. Since right now the scenarios are kind of well justified. That was a really good fight there, set up by the Invoker. It wasn't quite a complete team wipe as Payson went smash. Altogether the fight's still a really good one for Team Young Minds, now putting them in a pretty dominant spot, but they didn't get to tier 3. So altogether it's gonna be Young Minds pushing the aggression. They got complete map control. They got a good deal of cores, which are all in line. I mean, Sven, super fat, Legion Commander sitting in a really good spot. And the Queen of Pain, you know, this kind of the nuker, old-fashioned mid lane Queen of Pain, where your task is to go on in, deal a lot of damage, and after that you can just sit on the sidelines poking people or even die, and your team will not really cry about the loss because you did so much nuke damage in such a short time that your job's pretty much done. Mid-air spike Carapace there. And that's gonna be enough to save the Nyx Assassin. Meanwhile, HTZ going for a bit of red Dota here. Just casually pushing the tier 3. I don't think he wants to commit all too much. But he can do a lot of tower damage. And in comes the Queen of Pain onto HTZ here, who didn't even take any talents at all. Don't see that every day. And Queen of Pain now gonna take a ton of nuke damage. And the Apparition ultimate is gonna fly down. Mark the Invoker. Invoker just wants to kill the Queen of Pain. And will he drop? I don't think he will. Nope. Just barely fine. The dagger tick came a bit too late there. Meanwhile, Yato getting magnetized up. Keys just wants to keep the magnetize going, and now a duel enabled for the Legion Commander there. Sven also running at people. Slark is just going to use the opportunity to teleport out, as there is no reliable AoE stun available. Meanwhile, the Nyx running for his life, but isn't going to run far. Okay, it's going to run a little bit further. Really optimistic TP there, but if you're dead, it's not like you're going to need TP scroll anyways.
This will do nicely.
And with that, we've arrived in a situation where Team Young Minds, they're still super far ahead, but they cannot just take every fight they want to unless Sven gets good initiation, a good way to go in and slam people in the face. So that means Ultimate could potentially try and make a really big turnaround here by just continuing to go on the Sven. Meanwhile, there's the Legion Commander and Apparition synergy, leading to a solo kill, some free dual damage, and Legion just stealing Slark's farm in front of him. Meanwhile, Sven, pace and smash once again. This guy's just huge.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Payson now gonna press R, proc the ultimate, gonna kill off the mid tower, gonna go for the Medirex here instantaneously taking those off the map. Now going for the range drags. Meanwhile, Invoker on the backline getting dueled up. Another duel victory for the Legion there. Pace still looking for people to run at. Yato dangerously low health, not quite dead, so trying to teleport out, but Earthspirit keys once again. This guy definitely deserves the MVP spot. I mean, yes, Payson is huge. Payson did get huge, but this is one of those games where you can really see why Keys deserves the MVP. He's even going to survive that. And Slark's going to go down. GG being called here. I'm just going to name Keys the MVP because he's definitely deserving, and this has been a huge game. A really fast-paced one and a really well-played one by Team Young Minds here. And that means I gotta hurry it up here and get the second lobby going. The teams will probably need a bit of a break, but it's still nice for the observer.